one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's park. There he addressed the monks thus, "Monks, Noble Sir," they replied. The Blessed One said, "Monks, I eat at a single session. By so doing, I am free from illness and affliction, and I enjoy health, strength, and a comfortable abiding. Come, monks, eat at a single session. By so doing, you too will be free from illness and affliction, and you will enjoy health, strength, and a comfortable abiding." When this was said, the Venerable Bhaddali told the Blessed One, "Venerable Sir, I am not willing to eat at a single session, for if I were to do so, I might have worry and anxiety about it." Then the Buddha said, "Then Bhaddali, eat one part there where you are invited, and bring away one part to eat. By eating in that way, you will maintain yourself." "Venerable Sir, I am not willing to eat in that way either, for if I were to do so, I might also have worry and anxiety about it." Then when this training precept was being made known by the Blessed One, the Venerable Bhaddali publicly declared in the Sangha of monks his unwillingness to undertake the training. Then the Venerable Bhaddali did not present himself to the Blessed One for the whole of that 3-month period of the rains, as he did not fulfill the training in the teacher's dispensation. Now on that occasion, a number of monks were engaged in making up a robe for the Blessed One, thinking, with his robe completed at the end of the 3 months of the rains, the Blessed One will set out wandering. Then the Venerable Bhaddali went to those monks and exchanged greetings with them. And when this courteous and amiable talk was finished, he sat down at one side. When he had done so, they said to him, "Friend Bhaddali, this robe is being made up for the Blessed One. With his robe completed at the end of the 3 months of the rains, the Blessed One will set out wandering. Please, friend Bhaddali, give proper attention to your declaration. Do not let it become more difficult for you later on." Stop here for a moment. So here, these monks were very good. They were very considerate. They told Venerable Bhaddali, "Please, friend, don't make things difficult for you later on." In other words, they are hinting to him to go and apologize to the Buddha. Otherwise, this will be an obstruction for him later. If he still wants to continue as a monk, this will be a big obstruction. "Yes, friends," he replied. And he went to the Blessed One, and after paying homage to him, he sat down at one side and said, "Venerable Sir, a transgression overcame me, in that like a fool, confused and blundering, when the training precept was being made known by the Blessed One, I publicly declared in the Sangha of monks my unwillingness to undertake the training. Venerable Sir, may the Blessed One forgive my transgression, seen as such, for the sake of restraint in the future." And the Buddha said, "Surely, Bhaddali, the transgression overcame you, in that like a fool, confused and blundering, when the training precept was being made known by me, you publicly declared in the Sangha of monks your unwillingness to undertake the training. Bhaddali, this circumstance was not recognized by you. The Blessed One is living at Savatthi, and the Blessed One will know me thus. The monk named Bhaddali is one who does not fulfill the training in the teacher's dispensation. This circumstance was not recognized by you. Also, this circumstance was not recognized by you. Many monks who have taken up residence at Savatthi for the rains, and they too will know me thus. The monk named Bhaddali is one who does not fulfill the training in the teacher's dispensation. This circumstance too was not recognized by you." Stop here for a moment. So the Buddha was admonishing him after he confessed his wrongdoing. The Buddha said, "You did not foresee that you will have a very bad reputation. The Buddha will see you as one who refuses to train in the precepts, and all the monks and the nuns and all the men lay followers and women followers all will recognize you as somebody, as one of the monks who does not comply with the Buddha's instructions, and even external ascetics will also know you. In other words, you get a very bad reputation. All this was not seen by you. Then the Buddha continued, "What do you think, Bhaddali? Suppose a monk here were one liberated by wisdom, and then I told him, 'Come, monk, be a plank for me to walk across the mud.' Would he walk across himself, or would he dispose his body otherwise, or would he say no?" Again, Venerable Bhaddali said no. Similarly, the Buddha quoted the body witness kaya sakin, one attained to view, ditipata, one liberated by faith, sada vimutta. Dhamma follower, faith follower. And I told him, come monk, be a plank for me to walk across the mud. Would he walk across himself, or would he dispose his body otherwise, or would he say no? No, Venerable Sir. So here the Buddha is talking about all the various types of Arya. If a person has become an Arya, he has unshakable faith in the Buddha. He worships the Buddha. And if the Buddha were to ask him to sleep in the mud, for the Buddha to use as a carpet to walk across, he would not hesitate. What do you think, Bhaddali? Were you on that occasion one liberated in both ways, or one liberated by wisdom, or a body witness, or one attained to view, or one liberated by faith, or a Dhamma follower, or a faith follower? No, Venerable Sir. Bhaddali, on that occasion, were you not an empty, hollow wrongdoer? Stop here for a moment. So, Buddha said, when I gave the instruction and you refused, you publicly repudiated me in front of everybody, at that time were you an Arya? He said, no. Buddha said, at that time you were just an empty, hollow wrongdoer. Yes, Venerable Sir. Venerable Sir, transgression overcame me in that like a fool, confused and blundering. When the training precept was being made known by the Blessed One, I publicly declared in the Sangha of monks my unwillingness to undertake the training. Venerable Sir, may the Blessed One forgive my transgression, seen as such for the sake of restraint in the future. Surely, Bhaddali, a transgression overcame you in that like a fool, confused and blundering. When the training precept was being made known by me, you publicly declared in the Sangha of monks your unwillingness to undertake the training. But since you see your transgression as such and make amends in accordance with the Dhamma, we forgive you. For it is growth in the Noble One's discipline when one sees one's transgression as such and makes amends in accordance with the Dhamma by undertaking restraint for the future. I'll stop here for a moment. So you see, only after the third time he asked for forgiveness, then only the Buddha forgave him. Thereupon the Venerable Bhaddali asked, Venerable Sir, what is the cause, what is the reason why they take action against some monk here by repeatedly admonishing him? What is the cause, what is the reason why they do not take such action against some monk here by repeatedly admonishing him? Here some monk is a chance offender without many offences. When he is corrected by the monks, he prevaricates, leads the talk aside, or show disturbance, hate and bitterness, etc. And the monks examine that monk in such a way that the litigation against him is not settled too quickly. But here some monk is a chance offender without many offences. When he is corrected by the monks, he does not prevaricate or lead the talk aside or show disturbance, etc. And the monks examine that monk in such a way that the litigation against him is settled quickly. Stop here for a moment. So this one is not a constant offender, but a chance offender. And the other monks, when they advise him to change, if the monk is willing to change, then they sympathize with him and quickly settle his case. But if he is the type who's hard to correct, then they constantly find fault with him. Here some monk progresses by a measure of faith and love. In this case, the monks consider thus. Friends, this monk progresses by a measure of faith and love. Let him not lose that measure of faith and love, as he may if we take action against him by repeatedly admonishing him. Suppose a man had only one eye, then his friends and companions, his kinsmen and relatives would guard his eye, thinking, let him not lose his one eye. So too, some monk progresses by a measure of faith and love, and they think, let him not lose that measure of faith and love, as he may if we take action against him by repeatedly admonishing him. This is the cause, this is the reason why they take action against some monk here by repeatedly admonishing him. This is the cause, this is the reason why they do not take such action against some monk here by repeatedly admonishing him. So this last type of monk is new, but he has faith and he has love. So because of that, the other monks sympathize with him. And the Buddha said, there were few of you, Bhaddali, when I taught the Dhamma through the simile of the young thoroughbred colt. Do you remember that, Bhaddali? No, Venerable Sir. To what reason do you attribute that? Venerable Sir, I have long been one who did not fulfill the training in the teacher's dispensation. And the Buddha said, that is not the only cause or the only reason, but rather by encompassing your mind with my mind, I have long known you thus. When I am teaching the Dhamma, this misguided man does not heed it, does not give it attention, does not engage it with all his mind, does not hear the Dhamma with eager ears. Still, Bhaddali, I will teach you the Dhamma through the simile of the young thoroughbred colt. Listen and attend closely to what I shall say. Yes, Venerable Sir, the Venerable Bhaddali replied. Stop here for a moment. So the Buddha says, I notice every time I am teaching the Dhamma, this foolish man does not pay attention, does not engage with all his mind, does not hear the Dhamma with eager ears. So when the Dhamma is being taught, you have to pay full attention. If you are interested in the Dhamma, if you have the affinity with the Dhamma, every time the Dhamma is taught, you will not talk, you pay careful attention. There's some of you, when the Dhamma is spoken, you're talking and all that. So listening to the Dhamma is extremely important in the Buddha's teaching, not only meditation. It has to be combined with listening to the Dhamma. The Blessed One said, Bhaddali, suppose a clever horse trainer obtains a fine thoroughbred colt. He first makes him get used to wearing the bit. While the colt is being made to get used to wearing the bit, because he is doing something that he has never done before, he displays some contortion, writhing and vacillation. But through constant repetition and gradual practice, he becomes peaceful in that action. Stop here for a moment. So the Buddha here gives a simile of the colt, and he's being trained. He's being trained a step at a time, and in the beginning, when he starts something new, he's not used to it. He will try to rebel, contortion, writhing, and all that. But gradually, he gets used to it. Then he goes through different steps of the training, and eventually he's worthy of the king, becomes a king's horse. So in the same way, the Buddha is trying to say, when a person comes into monkhood, there's a lot of things that person is not used to, eating, forsaking the dinner, forsaking the siu ye, supper, and not being able to go and see shows, do whatever you like. For a monk, he stays in the monastery, he cannot go anywhere. And when you're restless, you still cannot go anywhere. You just have to fight with your restlessness. Some monks, because of eating one meal a day, they have gastric problems, and they have to bear with it until they can at least subdue it. And then a lot of other things, so many precepts you have to uphold. A lot of things you're not used to it. It takes a long time to get used to it, just like the training of the colt. But when you get used to it, then you become, like here it says, the worthy of the king. Then, so here this simile of the training of a monk.